What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? It's Rav25 over here. Except it's actually Rocker. But in my detective agency. We're talking about the case of Omegatronics. The bot hosting. Well, from what we can remember.
No.
It all started back in the summer of '83. When a person was born. We don't even know who the guy's name is. All we know is he almost came close to destroying a game we love. I was a young man then, young detective. I looked over at my bot and I said, "Well, Muggsy, I think we got another case on our hands." Muggsy looked at me and he said, "That's what you always say, Mackie. We'll find him this time. We won't have to archive this one." So, the hunt was on. Just a few days ago, we figured out that Omegatronics had killed himself. And apparently, between you and me, I think it was a cover-up from his old partner, Lamau Bot. And that's where our story begins.
Dude!
I'm actually intrigued. What the fuck?
I know, man. Okay, now you have my attention.
Like, this actually works. Why?
So I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that as the intro. Yeah. So guys,
I came up with that on the fly.
Yeah, he literally just ad-libbed that whole thing right now, guys. He just did that. Anyway, let's get started. We're gonna do something. We're gonna start with MVM to get us all in those.
We're gonna start off with a nice, relaxing MVM game. Given the fact that, well, you know, and this is when the cheaters are starting to come out, sadly. But since the bots have all been, kind of got taken care of, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna play, maybe Manhattan or something. I don't know.
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
But the thing about this is, me and Muggsy went down to the street, went into the Starbucks, and we saw all these
hippies.
We saw people, in quotation marks, they were all going nuts over this new thing called, what was it called, Muggsy? It was a pumpkin spice latte. I swear to you, that pumpkin spice latte is a hive mind. It's a hive mind. Found our old friend Pugsy. We got him into the back, and we took him to the station. And we asked him a few questions. "Well, Pugsy, I think you really busted it this time." "Don't listen to me, Mackie. It wasn't my fault. You see, the boss was having me look down this place. So, I was doing my job, and you can't fault me for that." "Well," I said, "Pugsy, you're part of the mafia. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to run you in for extortion and money laundering." Pugsy looked me dead in the eye and he said, "My lawyers will have me out even before you get me in a cop car." And that's where our story really begins.
Right, it's like Columbo.
You will need your strength. You will need your strength in the coming days.
Today we celebrate Columbo Day.
Well, it was a nice sunny day, and I looked outside and I just said to myself, it's gonna be a good day today. Until I heard the gunshots and screaming all night. I ran down the street. Lorraine had been shot 3 times in the back of the head. It seems someone wanted her dead real quick. Somehow she looked up at me and her head fell down for the last time. I looked at her. I called my cops. I called the guys in. The boys came in, got everything they could. Figured out he was a drunk husband, and he'd fled the state. Well, we made sure he didn't come back, because we got him booked. And then, we got rid of him. Discreetly. Put him in a river, tied up to a chair, put cinder blocks on every arm of it, on every leg of the chair, threw him into the river, and drowned.
Pony up, boys!
But that's not where the story ends, because there were just a little bit more pieces that I left out. This is Manhattan. This is where the big plan comes through. This is where we hold them. Skinny Malone and the Spooky Boys were planning an all-out assault on our compound in Manhattan. Well, we weren't about to just let them have it. We were going to take them on a fight. And that's where this wave begins.
Dude.
Okay. Well, seeing how Rocker just said that whole thing, I need to go appropriate now. Or is that...
Seriously, Rocker, you should literally be a voiceover. I'm kidding.
Sadly, we lost our Canadian variant. We lost our Canadian guy. Sadly, he fell down the stairs and just couldn't get back up. And sadly, Skinny Malone and the Spooky Boys began their assault. They came with a force. Okay, my throat's starting to hurt.
Yeah, there you go, man. I imagine it would.
You got a couple of years of hard drinking before it starts normally like that.
I'm gonna stay in position, but it's only scouts.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even do anything right now, so...
Skinny Malone and the Spooky Boys started out with assault with mainly cannon fire, mainly old and weak recruits. But then came the real muscle. But even they felt the combined might. Even they felt the combined might of our boys. So then they sent in a suicide bomber. How they even managed to get a suicide bomber is beyond me. But then the suicide bomber decided to hit his trigger just a little bit too early. Killed most of the ground troops from Skinny Malone's boys.
God, man.
They stopped their assault. They stopped their assault for just a moment, but sadly, Carter, who I would say is one of our weakest links, somehow was able to take on 600 of them in a fight. How that was even possible is beyond me.
They emerged with nothing more than a broken nose.
Oh my god.
Raph came up behind me and he said, "Well, Rocker, I think we're gonna have to get rid of these guys a hard way." So, we started burning them at the stake. Smelled like chicken that day. I really wanted some.
I really wanted some.
But then for some reason, they decided to bring out the samurai. How did Skinny Malone even get samurai?
He's mine.
Atlas decided to go swinging at him with a Hoover shot. I'm not even sure how that's even possible. The suicide bomber decided to just kill himself. Walker was putting down bombs near a bomb. How that even works is beyond me. Then they sent out some more fodder for us. Well, we got rid of those, and I got to work and collecting the money. Rath was too busy having fun with the barbecue.
Yeah.
Both Walker and Rath let out a laugh. I looked over at him and I said, "Hey, you got a few screws loose." And they said to me, "Well,"
Hey.
they said, "Well, Bugsy, I think you're worse than us."
Hey, sometimes you have to have fun.
Zero was completely decimated.
Yes,
Well, the giant they sent in was known as old Ironsides. Well, I'd say we melted him down and we turned him into ammo. And that was the end of the first wave. The second wave was just a recovery. But that is just the beginning of this story.
Dude, this is just fucking gold, man. This is pure fucking gold.
Ad-libbing.
Breathe.
Wait a minute, I have a drink.
Walker. What? Appropriate, right?
Yeah, that is actually really appropriate, funnily enough.
Wrath appropriate?
Yes, dude, you are so fucking noir right now.
Also, stop out of this thing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's dead.
I made a mistake.
You made a mistake, and you got killed.
Well, as soon as I got all my upgrades back, I decided to go back to the scene of the crime. Skinny Malone was standing atop his carrier full of boys. He said to me, "Muggsy, I'll take you down if it's the last thing I do." And I said quietly under my breath, "Well, I think it's gonna be the last thing we do today." He took my wife and my child, and he killed them both right in front of me. this time. He's gonna move. So, with that said in mind, the wave began. Skinny stretched out his hand, and his boys got ready for a fight. But we weren't about to let it go. Not without a fight ourselves.
Got something big coming in.
Wrath said under his breath. Big Fistus, Metal Fistus coming in. Nothing too bad. Nothing too serious. I'm pretty sure they were gay. I'm pretty sure they were secretly gay, but still.
I got some sequel for him.
And sadly, and both.
And Zero's popping up like balloons over here.
Zero said to himself as soon as everything happened. He didn't get his backstabbing, which completely killed his bonus. But at the same time, Demomen, a lot of Skinny Malone's best men came in. They were decimated like pigs at the slaughter.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Once.
So, we looked up at ourselves and we saw all the Demomen coming from both sides. Skinny Malone's boys were getting smart and crafty, but we were just getting more violent. Next came in the archers. For some reason, somehow, a bow is better than a gun. I'm not sure how. But you know what? That's okay. Skinny Malone then sent out one of his sentry busters to give it a cotter. For some reason, we were always ready for it. That sentry buster fell like a bag of potatoes. Example though. This was the beginning of Skinny Malone's boys. Skinny Malone was always one of the craftier gangs. Him and his spooky boys were always, well, spooky. We didn't know what they were doing. But today they got reckless. And they were paying dearly for it. For every life we took, well, for every bullet we fired, we took about 3 or 4 with them. So 1 in 4, we were getting rid of them left and right. Zero got rid of one of Skinny's top guys. They called him Fast Jimmy. Fast Jimmy went down faster than, well, my father did. He had 2 Scotch martinis.
Rocker, you really are awesome at this.
Yeah, I know, man. This is just unfreaking believable.
And just as soon as I heard those compliments, I got a tear in my eye. Because David had been a rough day. We killed all of Spooky Malone's guys. That's what they called him on the streets, at least. Spooky Malone. I just called him Bastard number 435.
Bastard number 435.
Anyway, here come the old Flashy McGee. Flashy McGee was cut down in like 3 seconds or so. So, Carter went back to his lab to make meth or something.
Get upgrades.
Zero said something stupid about Mr. White or something like that. But here came a suicide bomber. For some reason, this one looked a little bit more ferocious than the last one. But for some strange reason, he forgot that he could be backstabbed. And manipulated. And then, sadly, we lost Zero in the Wrath in the resulting explosion. For some reason, we just forgot that Zero was right behind him. That was the end of Wave 2. Spooky Malone was looking like he was cooking like a hot hamburger on a hot summer day. Could really go for sweet tea right now. But that's beside the point. Spooky Malone was going for a ride. He was going straight to hell. We were gonna make sure of that. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Dude, man, it's like, dude, this is like the best fucking narration for a TF2 game ever, man.
The freaking, hey, it's an intermission, so I'm gonna give myself a break. Previously on Mugsy's Adventures, I said to myself, oh, wait, oh, hold on, don't put that in.
Okay.
Previously on the adventures of Muggsy and the Wrathful Boys. Muggsy and his crew were sitting around on Manhattan. We were saying to ourselves, we're gonna get him this day. We're gonna get him today, Muggsy. I tell you what, we're gonna get him this time.
Here they come.
So the wave began when Muggsy didn't even give us a chance to protect. Muggsy didn't even give us a chance to protect anyone or give us any chance. So he just sent out his boys. It was all ready 3 or 6. We were moving through them like me through tacos. Good chicken dinner. But then he sent out the Little League team, and for some reason, they joined him. And we then had to kill the Little League team, which was very depressing for most of us.
Yeah, very sad.
Carter voiced his concern, but it turned out that the entire Little League team had been cloned by Spooky Malone and the Spooky Boys. How they cloned them, we don't know. Psychological warfare, perhaps. But still.
The gate.
Spooky Malone had somehow snuck in a guy behind us. We dealt with him. Me and Carter did.
Yep, we did.
Me and Carter ran back to the front lines, and Wrath had already been getting to work on a barbecue. Smelled like pork this time. Zero had a nice headshot there. And, well, then came in, for some strange reason, there came in snipers. Spooky Malone's best sharpshooters. For some reason, he also trained in the wrestling team. Also cloned them, too. Spooky Malone was really good at psychological warfare for some reason. So, we sent in another suicide bomber. We got rid of him real quick. The suicide bomber was dealt with. And so was big old Exploding John. Exploding John was known for his explosive temper and explosives. Well, he didn't last long. Spooky Malone was running out of top dogs. I tell you, he looked like a sizzling hamburger. Then came in Boom, B-E-W-M. And then we killed him too. He went boom too. So boom, if you will.
God, man. Why is it so damn perfect?
Then came in the next explosive expert. I don't really remember his name, so we'll just call him Bastard number 436. He was just as forgetful as the time he came down. He was killed right there in front of me. I tried to slow down the Sentry Buster, but, well, I wasn't working out. So, well, we still got rid of him in the end. He almost got Carter's Sentry, but at the same time, well, a scout came down. I can't remember his name, so we'll just call him Bastard number 437. His head was then put on a pike. Somehow, that made sense to me. But another explosive expert. Spooky Malone was known for his explosives, for some reason. Spooky Malone had he had another explosive expert. I didn't really have time to get his name, so we'll just call him Bastard number 438.
God, man.
Then one little scout came out, and, well, he got shot in the head. We don't really know his name, so that's number 439.
Well, Mike, draw it.
And 440 came out and got quickly dealt with. But then another explosive expert. This one was the best in the class. His name was Big Boom Jim. Big Boom Jim was known around these parts for being one of the most ferocious ones out there. Well, he didn't really live up to his name. So, we got rid of him. And that was the last straw for Boomsy. Well, that was the last straw for Spooky Malone. Malone was looking like he was about to kill somebody. And he did. He killed about 3 people just watching that wave. So, we looked at him and we said to him, Malone, you better give up. We got you cornered. Malone said to us, well, you got me cornered, but you ain't got me beat. And I said to him, yet. And after that, he went on a big tirade about how my wife and child screamed. And he killed them. I didn't say nothing after that. But I did kill one of his best guys. So, I retaliated. So, while we waited for Spooky Malone to send out his posse, we sat there biding our time. We looked around and, well, we got to thinking. Our flanks are not covered. How are we going to do this, Muncie? He asked me. Well, I said, we're just going to do it the same way we always do. Best of our ability. So, with all that said, Spooky Malone raised his arm, pointed to us, and said, "Kill those bastards, will ya?"
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
So, the wave began. Well, it should have. But, you know.
F40.
Yeah.
We were waiting.
Right.
Waiting.
The attack has started.
And then, Spooky Malone, with a final straw, let out a roar, and his posse started up again.
1.
First came the big explosive expert. Better than Big Boom Jim. Dan the Man Sam. Dan the Man Sam was known around these parts for being even more ferocious than Jim. Well, at least we thought. Dan the Man was completely decimated. He was actually quite pathetic. It turns out that he was just a hype man for the local congregation.
Jesus.
But it turns out he was being brainwashed anyway, so we just put him out of his misery. Then came his brother, Sam the Man Dan. Very, very easily confused. But still. I threw my milk-like substance at him, and then me and the boys got to work. And so, we got rid of Sam the Man Dan. Sam the Man Dan and Dan the Man Sam were also brothers, so we got rid of both the hype men for the congregation. We felt really bad afterwards, and we paid reparations. The congregation accepted it wholeheartedly, and accepted our apology. Very good folks at the congregation, I tell you. You know, this one time I went to one of the old women's house. And she had some of the best mac and cheese and mashed potatoes you ever did put in your mouth. Anyway, that's beside the point. Spooky Malone was looking like he was going to keel over and die at the amount of rage he was feeling. So we just kept on putting on the pressure. But then he kept doing the same. It's a neck-and-neck battle. A neck-and-neck race, if you will. I threw my milk-like substance at that sentry buster, or suicide bomber, as we call them now. It killed itself when it came in contact with the substance. Don't know why. It was actually one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. It was milk this time. It was milk this time. Don't worry. And then here comes old man, a big Russian monster from Megaton. Sergey. Sergey came in, and well, Sergey came out.
That was...
Then 2 schmucks were coming up from the side here, and Carter somehow took up with a fight with a wrench. Well, actually, I killed them both, but I let them take the credit.
Another sentry buster has entered the area.
Another suicide bomber was coming in, and well, I threw milk at him. And then, well, we got rid of that simple suicide buster. And then, well, another one of Sergei's friends, Anatolia, came in with 2 medics. And 2 medics were killed. And then came in Big Dan Sam, another brother of Dan the Man Sam and Sam the Man Dan. We don't know how they're related either. Just go with it. Finals nail in the coffin for Spooky Malone and the Spooky Boys came in the 2 patriarchs of the Yakuza clan. How they got in the Yakuza business is beyond me. But one was called Rin, and the other, what was his name? Kenshi. Yeah. Rin came down first, spouting nonsense about his honor and everything else, and, well, he went to an honorable death. Then, the last one to come in was Kenshi. Kenshi was one of the hardest Yakuza out there. One of the best in the business. from what I've heard. But he never did come close to 2 people. I forgot the name of. Then the boxing team kept coming at us, so we just got rid of them in the easy way. We just shot them.
I got something for the soldier. Let him come down.
And Kenshi was coming at us. He had a katana drawn, but for some reason that katana shot, and as soon as Kenshi came in, he was taken right out. Spooky Malone had never looked more angry in his life. I think he popped about 5 blood vessels as soon as that wave ended.
Looks like Kenshi can't handle plastic explosive.
I told Walker to shut his mouth, as this was my narration, not his. I looked over at him and I said, well, looks like there's gonna be some more people coming in. And so, we saw the big guy. His name, Bill. Big Boom Bill.
Just Bill?
Big Boom Bill. One of the nastiest sons of bitches in the state. We had gotten him earlier in the year for smuggling drugs and drinking on the job. He was a minor, and yeah, he killed about 13 people with absolute explosives.
Right.
So, we set up the fences, and we got ready. I said to Ref, I think you're gonna need to get that air blast ready. I think Bill's gonna be coming in with a force. So,
I got him.
And so, with that acknowledgement in mind, we all started getting ready for the wave. Spooky Malone was looking at me, and I was looking at him. Spooky Malone stared me down like my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Crabapple.
Crabapple.
Mrs. Crabapple hated my guts. She actually almost killed me with an eraser. How that even happened, I don't know. But Mrs. Crabapple was a mean bastard, and she was also a bitch. But she did teach me 4th grade math, so thanks, I guess. I accidentally ran over a cat one day, and she didn't take it lightly. She said I was a spawn of Satan. She said I was a spawn of Satan.
Walker.
I just called her a bitch. And she shut up after that, after I brought up her husband's failed divorce.
Oh, God.
So, Big Boom Bill was coming in. He looked mad as hell, and he was gonna get us. He said to us, well, if it ain't Muggsy and the Raffle Boys, well, I'm gonna get you this time, and I ain't gonna be so merciful. Bill was ready to give us hell. So, when he dropped down, we unloaded. Bill was taking bullet after bullet, gasoline after gasoline, explosive after explosive. We weren't about to just get this up and fight. This was where I had taken my first hit. I got up, and I got right back to work. Bill fell with a mighty boom.
Come and get down there!
And then the suicide bomber tried getting us. We got rid of him. Sadly, though, Spooky Malone sent out one of the best crews in the game. He sent out the Boom Boys. A lot of people had booming in there. We don't know why. So, Atlas killed a fistman in cold blood, and we got to work. The Boom Boys were coming at us in full force. For some reason, we weren't letting up. Well, we know the reason. We were trying to save New York from Spooky Malone and the Spooky Boys. And we were doing so with gusto. Suicide bomber was coming in, the Boom Boys were at it, but then tragedy struck. Well, for the Boom Boys at least, as the Boom Boys were running out of men. And sadly, Spooky Malone sent out another hitman. 2 to be exact. for me or any of the wrathful boys that were with me.
They're dead.
We got rid of both Metal Fisters. Then we got rid of both Hitmen. Both Hitmen were down, and well, we had a little time to our hands. But sadly, Spooky Malone wasn't going to give us a moment to rest, a moment to recuperate. So we sent out Big Sergey. Not to be confused with Sergey. Big Sergey was known for his unrelenting vengeance. I will kill you, capitalist American scum! And, well, he didn't really last long to put that to the test. Family, though, is what we Many of the boxes were, upgraded. Well, in a way. But then, Sergei's brother, Vladimir, came out. Vladimir fell just as soon as his brother did. Boxing team converted into robots. And we were fighting robots in the streets of New York. I never think we'd see that in a movie. Anyway, Hitmen started coming out, and they fell just as soon as they got here. The Boom Boom Boys were making a final push. We don't know what they were doing, but they were doing it. But as soon as they came down, Wrath unloaded his, well, wrath. And the Boom Boom Boys fell within, I don't know, about 3 or 4 seconds. It was quick. Boom Boom Boys were mounting a final assault. Well, Spooky Malone was watching his empire crumble. So, we got rid of the Boom Boom Boys, so we fought. The Boom Boom Boys had one last division. And that was their best division, too. But to us, they were just some second-rate crime listers. But then, Sergei of Megatus' brother. What was his name again? I can't remember. We'll just call him Best number 445. He came in, and he was raising hell. He was killing us. But then, he died. We got our fallen back up, right back from the dead. And I tell you, then, for some reason, they sent out medieval guys. How that even is still capable in modern combat, I will never understand. But we slowed him down, we started raising hell on him. We were getting rid of him left and right. Right, left, right, center. Sergei's brother, I can't even remember his name because he died so quickly I couldn't even get his name. We'll call him Bastard number 442. This was the final nail in the coffin. Sergei of Megatas' 5th brother. Well, I can't even remember his name either, so Bastard number 443. There are a lot of bastards. Yes, I have a list. And then, no, I'm not going to be listed. Then, he came down. Number 443. I activated all buses, and we got rid of him. Then, Spooky Malone looked at all of us, and he said, I'm coming for you, wrathful boys! I'll get rid of you yet!
Come and get us!
And the fight was on. As Carter yelled out to him, the fight was on. And so, I put up my scattergun, and I took out my rocket launcher. I was about to give Spooky Malone one of the biggest ass whoopings the world could ever see. Bigger than my dad usually gave me, but that's beside the point. So,
Pony up, boys.
I looked over at the boys and I said, well, looks like we're going to be going through hell today, but I think we'll be able to pull this out if we can just stick together. So, it came down to this. The last battle. The nail in the coffin for Spooky Malone and the Spooky Boys. So, we all got ready. We were all ready to raise hell. Spooky Malone was coming at us in full force this wave. Spooky was even taking place in his own carrier, ready to unleash hell on us. So, Spooky Malone was coming at us, full force, his final nail in the coffin for him. But he was going to give us a fight we'd never forget.
Until we got drunk and then immediately forgot about it.
Until we got drunk about 5 years later, but that's beside the point. Still, his boys were coming at us, full force this time. Not even like full force of the last 4 times I've said it, but he was going nuts. Spooky Malone sent out his top guy. Well, I can't even remember his name now, so bastard number 444. His guys were falling like sheet metal. Falling like, well, falling like buildings that needed to be destroyed. So we just kept going at their top guys. We killed bastard number 445 and moved on to the next. They were little ones, but I'm not even going to put them on the list because they were that much of a nuisance. I'll put them on nuisance list. Nuisance number 430, nuisance number 895, 96, 97, 98, and 99 all came at us, and well, they were dealt with in about 2 to 3 seconds. I needed a medic. I needed one quick. So, I pulled out my conch, and I started going nuts. Then, bastard number 446 came into the scene, and we started going nuts on him. We got rid of him just as soon as he came out. We got rid of all of his posse, and I believe one of our last ones, the bastard number 447 and 8. So, they sent one at us. The nuisances list is going into the thousands, so I'm not even going to keep track. Sadly, I fell down in the middle of battle, but I was quickly revived, thanks to our medic. Bastard number 447 went down like a bag of ammo. And then came all the medieval devilmen, which we took care of quite easily. Then one of the last bastards we had to deal with, number 448. 448 dropped down and we got to work. We made quick work of this guy. This guy got taken care of real quick. So, we got rid of all the mini ones, and Spooky Malone was the last one to come at us. I'll get you yet! I'll kill every single one of you! And then all medics were gone and Spooky Malone fell just about 2 seconds after he got down. And that is how me and the Wrathful Boys saved New York from Spooky Malone and Spooky Boys. End of story.
Not to mention we got a tight profit out of the whole. We got a tight profit out of the whole thing, a few $1,000.
Get this man some water.
Not to mention that we got ourselves a nice little profit off of it. But that's a story for another day.
What the scores look like?
Scores.
Top score goes to Carter.
Carter, actually.
Yeah, 785.
Damage
also
goes
goes to Carter.
Oh,
Damage goes to Carter. Healing goes to Hatless. So,
most money, Walker, since he was scout monster then.
Yep.
And since it's Manhattan, no tanks.
Yep, no tanks.
We're done.
That was awesome. Okay, this is amazing. Big props to Rocker for the narration of this whole friggin' thing. Let's give him a round of applause, guys. All right, so that was awesome. That was just really good, man. That was amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did. Like this video, subscribe. Tune in every day for new content, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.